Hello and welcome everyone to an Unlocking Fun in Brawlhalla. I'm kind of doing a ranking video, but not really. What I'm doing is putting each of the legends into a category. I've separated out 3 different categories. First one being Jack of all trades, like Boldvar here, who has pretty much the same on everything, on all of his stances, all of his abilities, his strength, defense, dexterity, and speed, yada yada. The next category is Juggernauts, like Queen Nai here, who has their highest as attack and defense. And then we have the Mad Dogs, who have low defense, but high attack, or high speed, or high dexterity. So, let's go ahead and separate all these into categories, and I'll tell you where I'm putting them. So, Bodvar is a jack of all trades, obviously, everything's even. And Cassidy since 2 points on her stats are below average, the 2 points being defense and speed. She can't be a jack of all trades, and she can't be a juggernaut because her lowest is defense. So she's put in the Mad Dogs category, which means she can do lots of damage quickly, with her strength and dexterity being so high. Mad Dogs are pretty fun to play as. Like Brawlhalla here has pretty much the same stats as Cassidy. Brawlhalla is a favorite of people who are of the Mad Dog mentality. Orion, he has 1 point below average, and that's in his attack. Despite this, he is also a jack of all trades. Because he only has 1 point below average, I'm going to be putting him in Jack of all trades instead of Mad Dogs or Juggernauts. And same with other legends who have only 1 point below average on one of their stats. Lord Vrax, whoa, where'd he go? Lord Vrax has 2 points below average. They're on attack and defense, so I put him in the Mad Dogs category. He is fast and he has a lot of dexterity, which can be a lot of fun because basically you're just batting people around the map like you're Sonic or something. It's a lot of fun to just play ping pong solo with. Nash also has 2 points below average, both in dexterity. And since his attack and defense aren't the highest, and his highest are attack and speed, I'm putting him in the Mad Dogs category. And there are several people who have attack and speed as their top. Mordex is one of them, Fate's also another one of them. And these people will be putting in the Mad Dogs, except for Mordex, unfortunately. Even though he is a dog, I'm putting him in the Jack of all trades category because he only has 1 point below average on his stats. Fate has 2, and Nash has 2. So he's a jack of all trades. But Nash is a Mad Dog. Queen Nai, as I said before, is a juggernaut. Hattori has the same thing going on as Lord Vrax. She's a Mad Dog. Sir Roland has only 1 point below average, which would put him in the Jack of all trades category. But since his defense is so high, I'm putting him in the Juggernauts category, because technically his defense and attack are the highest too, even though his attack is average. So he is a Juggernaut. Same with Scarlet. She only has 1 point below average, but her attack is the highest. So her attack and defense are technically the highest. So she's also a juggernaut. Thatch has the same thing going on as Nash. Highest is attack and speed, so he's a mad dog. Same with Ada, 2 points below average on defense. Everything else is above average. She's a mad dog. Sentinel only has 1 point below average. He's going to be a jack of all trades. Lucian is a mad dog because he has 2 points below average. Even though he has a high defense, it's not his highest. And his attack is lowest. So it's kind of like the opposite effect as Thatch. Taros is a juggernaut. Bryn has everything about average, with her speed being the highest, but she is a jack of all trades. Asuri is a jack of all trades. Baraza is a juggernaut. Ember is not a jack of all trades. She's a mad dog. Azoth is a juggernaut. Koji could be jack of all trades, but since his dexterity is the highest, I put him in the mad dogs category because he can just sit in the middle and just attack everybody all at once, basically, because his dexterity is so high. So he's a mad dog. Olgrim is a juggernaut. Diana is a jack of all trades. Jala, probably the best mad dog. Kor could be a jack of all trades, but his attack and defense are the highest, so he is a juggernaut. Wu Shang is a jack of all trades. Val, also a jack of all trades. Ragnir, jack of all trades. Cross could be a jack of all trades, but again, attack and defense are the highest, just like Kor's. So he's a juggernaut. Mirage is a jack of all trades. So is Nyx. And so is Mordex. Yumiko is a mad dog because his highest are dexterity and speed. Artemis could be a jack of all trades, but since his speed is the highest and it's so high, he is going to be put in the mad dogs category, just like Koji. Instead of standing in the middle and attacking everyone all at once, Artemis can knock someone out of the ring and just keep flying after them, especially with his scythe and lance. He's very good at just keeping people out of the ring. Even if the person hasn't even been hit yet. If they have white health, Artemis can take them out. It's crazy. Caspian is a jack of all trades. Sidra could be a jack of all trades because she only has 1 point below average in her dexterity. But since technically her attack and defense are the highest, even though they're tied with speed, I'm putting her in the Juggernauts category. Zol, also a Juggernaut, because his attack and defense are the highest. His attack is the highest out of anyone else. Kaya, whatever, is a mad dog. She's a different kind of mad dog, kind of like Lucian, where her speed and defense are the highest. Isaiah is a juggernaut, even though he has 1 point below average, like a jack of all trades. His highest are not attack and defense. His highest are defense and dexterity, and his attack is average. So I'm going to put him in the Juggernauts category. So he's going to be one of he is the weakest Juggernaut, but he's still a Juggernaut. Gyro is a Mad Dog, so is Lin Fei. Zariel is a Juggernaut. Rayman is a Jack of all trades. Dusk, also a Jack of all trades. Fate is a Mad Dog because she has 2 points below average in her defense and dexterity. So she's the fast and high attack Mad Dog, like Nash and Thatch. Thor is a Juggernaut, even though he only has 1 point below average. Petra is a Mad Dog. He has the same setup as Fate. Vector is a Jack of all trades with only 1 point below average. He could be a Mad Dog, but since his dexterity is the lowest and his attack is average, I'm putting him in the Jack of all trades category. Volkov, I'm putting him in the Juggernaut category with Isaiah, because even though his attack is the lowest with his speed, his dexterity is super high, like Koji's, so he can just stand in the middle and attack all day, attack everyone all day. And since his defense is the second highest, his defense and dexterity are the highest, I'm putting him in the Juggernauts because he can stand there all day. He can take hits and then he can attack everyone and give what he got 10 times. So he's definitely a Juggernaut. And then finally, Onyx, putting him in the Juggernauts because his defense is his highest. He has a very similar setup to Sir Roland. Those are the categories, and these are all the legends in their categories. Alright, so here's my list for the Brawlhalla Legends categories. The Jack of all trades, Juggernauts, the Mad Dogs, and the different colors I corresponded with whatever their last unlocked stance was, and that changes kind of what category they go into. So orange is strength, pink is defense, purple is speed, and yellow is dexterity. I didn't have a blue highlighter, or I didn't find one, so pink is defense. So these are all of the legends and their last stance that they unlock, and whether or not they switch, and if they switch, what category they switch to. Now the Jack of all trades seem to be the ones doing most of the switching here, whereas the Juggernauts and Mad Dogs don't really do much switching at all. Not much of a surprise there, but here's a little legend here. The 11 is the switch to Jack of all trades, the J is the switch to Juggernaut, M is the switch to Mad Dog, and O is no switch. So, and the Jack of all trades, Bodvar and Orion don't switch. Sentinel is now a Juggernaut with the defense upgrade. Bryn is now a Mad Dog with the speed upgrade. Azori is now a Mad Dog with the dexterity upgrade. And Azori kind of becomes another Koji with the dexterity upgrade. Diana doesn't switch. Wu Shang becomes another thing like Koji and Asuri. He makes a Mad Dog. Val becomes a Mad Dog as well. Ragnir doesn't switch.
Mirage and Nyx become Juggernauts. Mordex is now a Mad Dog. Finally, he was originally put in the Jack of all trades, as you can see, but with the speed upgrade, or the speed stance, he is now a Mad Dog. Caspian is now a Juggernaut. Rayman and Dusk don't make a switch at all, and then Vector makes a switch to Mad Dog with the speed stance. And in the Juggernauts, most of them do not make a switch. The only two that do make a switch are the only ones that don't get defense or strength added to their stance. That's the ones at the bottom, Volkov and Onyx. Volkov making the switch to Mad Dogs, and Onyx making the switch to Jack of all trades. And the Mad Dogs, most of them don't make a switch. The ones that do only switch to Juggernaut, and those are Nash, Kea, and Fate. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Have a good one. See you next time.